With the release date of Marvel Spider-Man 2 approaching, I started thinking back to the original Marvel Spider-Man on PS4. I remember how much fun I had with it and how, at the time, it became my favorite PS4 game of all time. I fell in love with the game so much that I even got the platinum for it back when I wasn't really a trophy hunter. Then I realized I never played the DLC and I never got all of the trophies, so I never really 100% a Spider-Man. Since I had already planned on revisiting the game before the new one came out, I took this as an opportunity to go back through and get all the remaining trophies, as well as play the DLC and get all the trophies for those as well. Needless to say, I am so excited to dive back into this game and experience it all over again. So with that in mind, let's 100% Spider-Man. Instead of jumping straight into the DLCs, I decided to replay through the game again, mostly for nostalgia's sake and also to get a feel for the game all over again, since it had been a while since I played through it. So the first trophies that I decided to go for were the New Game Plus trophies, which just required me to beat the game all over again on New Game Plus and on Ultimate difficulty. Playing through the game all over again was such a good experience. It almost felt like I was experiencing the game for the very first time all over again. That's just how good this game is. I love everything about this game. From the story, to the combat, to the swinging mechanics, everything is perfect. I love swinging through the city and just getting lost in it. Not to mention, the cutscenes in this game are some of the best I've ever seen in gaming. I also love how relatable Peter can be as a character, showing how much he struggles through life as well, like with his aunt and his ex-girlfriend MJ, as well as financial problems like a regular peasant wool. Insomniac did such a great job with this game, from these characters to the world building to the story, everything. I can't praise this game enough. And even though it was my second time playing through it, I somehow fell in love with the game even more from the first time that I played it. I also love how the game shows you multiple people's POV instead of showing just Peter's, like how you get to play as Miles and MJ through the game in order to see how a situation led to another. And actually, one of my favorite scenes is where you get to play as MJ, and with the help of Peter, you get to clear a path in order for you to get through a laptop and help hostages escape. Seeing Peter do Spider-Man things and not me, the one controlling him, but rather seeing it from MJ's POV was really cool. This game also has one of the best scene sequences I've ever seen or experienced in gaming. I'm talking about the part in the game where the Sinister Six get formed, where everyone escapes prison. That entire scene sequence was amazing. I remember the first time I experienced that, I got chills. And even now, I still do. There are times where I just go back to YouTube just to rewatch that scene because of how good it was. So actually getting to play through it again was really amazing. Even more than my favorite character in the entire game, Yuya Watanabe, played a major role in that scene. It added even more to it for me. The ending was also perfect in my opinion. That last fighting scene was just awesome. I really have no other words to describe it other than that. The ending also shows how selfish Peter is and how much he's willing to give up, to the point that he let his last family member die for the greater good. There it is. Power and responsibility. Completing playthrough on ultimate difficulty. And one more time. After finishing New Game Plus, it was time to move on to the DLC. I was very excited, especially knowing that my second favorite character in the game took a major role in one of them. Of course, I'm talking about Silver Sable. After loading up my original save file, it was time to start the first DLC. Or at least, that was the plan. Let's do this. What? Yes. I don't even have to download it. Okay. Okay, be right back, guys. In the first DLC, we were introduced to Felicia Hardy, aka the Black Cat, whom apparently had a relationship with Peter before, and was working for Hammerhead, who was apparently threatening her with a kid, who Peter immediately thought that it was his because of their past relationship.
Then why are you stealing it?
If I don't, they'll kill my son.
Damn it. Felicia has a son? Can't be. I mean, it could be, and I could be. No. I'm not gonna think of...
This first DLC was great, and I really liked Black Cat's character. I think her and Spider-Man made a good team, both being funny while fighting, making jokes, but also being extremely reliable. It was also nice to learn a little more about Peter's past and who he had worked with. It was really fun to work with someone else in the battlefield as well. The trophies themselves weren't too hard, as it was pretty much the same as when getting the platinum for the main game. Just going around collecting every collectible out there and completing the side missions. Please tell me that was all of them. Here, kitty kitty. Oh my god, I hate that trophy name. What's my new suit? Seduced by the City. 100% complete. CTNS The Heist. Although I will say I have this thing where I like to do everything at once. So as soon as everything in the map was unlocked, I just went on a hunt and got everything before continuing on with the story. I always do this, and every time the game gives me time to go around looking for it, I have nothing to look for. So I literally just sit there on my phone waiting for the next mission to become available. As you can see right here, where I just sat by a rooftop just waiting for the next available mission since I had nothing to do. Overall, it was a great story, and the ending had my mouth open. I was really not expecting that ending. Not to mention, I was even more surprised when the to be continued letters came onto the screen. I started the next DLC right away, and I was so excited to see that it was a continuation of the first DLC. And I got even more excited when Yuri Watanabe came on screen. I was really hoping I will get to learn more about her as a character, and hopefully I will get to fight alongside her like I did with Black Cat. From the beginning, I got to see how badass she could be, and why she was a captain. Let's go, Yuri!
Drop the gun! Hands behind your head!
Holy. As I progressed through the story, I found that just like the previous DLC was learning about Black Cat, this DLC was in fact learning about Yuri Watanabe. We learn more about why she became a captain, and about her family lineage, and how her dad was a corrupted cop, and about how she had been chasing the mafia for a long time now, trying to atone for her family's sins. This slowly was leading her to a dark path that Peter was trying to stop. In the end, her emotions consumed her, to the point that she went against her and Peter's beliefs, and shot Hammerhead in the head at point blank, almost killing him. Her character development really surprised me, but at the same time, I could also sympathize with her and see how everything that she had been through led her to where she ended up at. Even after all of that, I can say that she is still my favorite character in the game, and I really hope we get to learn more about her in the future. Also, the trophies for this DLC were pretty much the same as the other one, so all I had to do was get every collectible, complete the side missions, and get spectacular or better in every single screwball challenge. They didn't realize that that will give me a trophy, so I didn't capture when I got it. Steel Skull Glass Jaw. Complete the Bring the Hammer Down mission. And there we go. The city is my family. 100% complete CTNS Turb Wars. Now it was time to play the third and final DLC of the game. As I said at the beginning, when going into this was a DLC that I was the most excited for, since I knew it was about Silver Sable, and her being one of my two favorite characters in the game, I wanted to learn more about her, and it seemed like this DLC would give me a chance to do so. As expected, this DLC was still about dealing with the Mafia, and trying to capture Hammerhead for good. Only in this one, we were reintroduced to Silver Sable, who was trying to get her stolen equipment back from Hammerhead. I loved the way she was reintroduced, and how she dealt with an enemy right away. And also, that fighting sequence between her and Spider-Man was amazing. I was already aware of how strong of a character she was from the main game, but this just proved it even more, as she was able to keep up with Spider-Man, something that not a lot of people are able to do. In this DLC, you are once again chasing after Hammerhead, who has gone through drastic changes and has become a powerful machine, while at the same time trying to gain Silver Sable's trust so that she will cooperate with you, and that way you can both stop Hammerhead together. Out of the three characters that I had to work side by side with in the DLCs, I gotta say Silver Sable was definitely my favorite. The way she fought and the way she got to the point right away was really cool, and it made me really like her character even more. Oh my God, that was cool. In this DLC, we also got to learn that Black Cat didn't die and she was alive when she saved Peter. We also got to learn more about what happened to Yuri and how she has potentially become a vigilante who takes matters into her own hands. This was shown in one of the side missions, where she left tapes for us throughout the city, which ultimately led to a location where one of the Mafia members was killed by her. I really hope we get to learn more about these 3 characters in Spider-Man 2. Once again, the trophies were pretty much the same as the other DLCs. Just get every collectible in the map and complete every screwball challenge.
Officially unfollowed. Now. Guess I lost half.
The city sleeps, 100% complete CTNS Silver Lining. Which I was surprised how many followers this girl got just by showing Spider-Man fighting and swinging around the city and doing his things. 50 million What?
Did it! 50 million followers! Oh,
Bro.
the party starts now!
She
See
went
y'all
from
there?
2 million to 50
Sorry,
million.
Web.
And it made me think, I'm already playing the game and I'm Spider-Man, so maybe I can get a couple of subscribers if I show Spider-Man doing the same things, right? Well, here are some clips of Spider-Man fighting and swinging around.
Now's my chance.
I used to wear, the one that got beans on it.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to get it out of my car.
So
Now you're
beans.
Okay, I think that's enough. Once again, this was a continuation of the second DLC, so that meant that every single DLC was connected and it was just one big story. And honestly, by the end of it, it felt like this was its own game. It felt like this could have been Spider-Man 2 and then Miles Morales. But at the same time, I'm glad that they released this as a DLC in order to open up things for Miles Morales and potentially the second game. Needless to say, this was a lot of fun and super enjoyable. Even after playing the game for the second time, I was really captivated by the story and the visuals and just everything. If you've been debating on whether to play this game or not, I really recommend you give it a try. And with that, we've officially 100% Spider-Man. And I cannot wait for Spider-Man 2. Thank you for sticking until the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Have a great morning, day, or night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.